So because the statute of limitations only gives us 2 more years to prosecute the crooks on Wall Street who crashed the economy in 2008, Elizabeth Warren is now renewing her call for some of these executives to be investigated or potentially jailed. Now, her goal in renewing this call is twofold. One, she wants to figure out why the hell Obama chose to do nothing and not investigate these crooks. And two, she wants to urge the next presidential administration to actually do something and investigate these executives or potentially jail them. Bloomberg explains, in a letter to the Justice Department's Inspector General, Warren calls the lack of prosecutions outrageous and baffling and asks the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz, to investigate why no charges were brought. The DOJ record of action on these individuals nearly 6 years after DOJ received the referrals is abysmal, she writes. And look, I can save them all some time. You don't even have to have the DOJ look into it. All you have to do is follow the money. So if Elizabeth Warren really wants to know why President Obama chose to do nothing, it's because he was complete and utterly bought off. So his top donors include Goldman Sachs, who donated $1.3 million to him. We also have JP Morgan Chase, donated nearly $1.2 million to him. And then we have Citigroup, who donated $1 million, among others, but these are his top donors. And he also packed his administration with operatives from Wall Street, like Timothy Geithner. So President Obama didn't investigate these criminals because he chose to get in bed with them. He was bought off by them and was corrupted by them. That's why, Elizabeth Warren, so there's no investigation needed. Now, also, the timing of Warren's effort, less than 2 months before the presidential election, aims to encourage the next administration to prosecute financial crimes more aggressively than the Obama administration has done. The public outrage is still there, she said. This is about reminding our government officials who they work for. For years, Warren has pushed for regulations to take a tougher stance toward Wall Street. Now look, I'm glad that she's urging whoever's going to be elected to take on Wall Street, but come on, do you really think that's going to happen, Elizabeth Warren? Because we have the two mainstream political candidates who are polling the highest right now, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and neither of them will do nothing to take on Wall Street. We have Donald Trump on one hand who says that he wants to dismantle Dodd-Frank, which is not even good legislation, but he wants to dismantle what little regulations we have on Wall Street. So we know Donald Trump's not going to do anything, and I know damn well that Elizabeth Warren knows that Hillary Clinton isn't going to do anything about Wall Street. But I mean, who else is she expecting to do anything other than Hillary Clinton? Because she endorsed Hillary Clinton, and she said that Donald Trump has given Wall Street a big wet kiss. She said this on The View. So she actually is implying that she thinks she can, quote, urge Hillary Clinton to do something? Look, you can't be serious, Elizabeth Warren. But I mean, you must be serious since you did endorse Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders. I mean, look, you seriously expect Hillary Clinton to investigate and potentially prosecute the crooks that run Citigroup, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley? These are the largest donors to her political campaign. You honestly are expecting Hillary Clinton to investigate or potentially jail them, Elizabeth? Come on. Now also, you are expecting someone that profited personally, who was paid $225,000 per speech, which she refuses to release the transcripts of, by the way. You expect that individual to prosecute people that helped her enrich herself on a personal level. When it comes to Elizabeth Warren, she may be a lot of things. You can call her a sellout for choosing to endorse Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders. But one thing you can't call her is dumb. She's not dumb. I know Elizabeth Warren knows that she does not expect Hillary Clinton to prosecute people like Lloyd Blankfein, who are literally her friends. She's not going to send her own friends to jail, Elizabeth Warren. Hillary Clinton is the political embodiment of Wall Street. If you're seriously telling me that you think she's going to do anything about Wall Street and that you're urging her to do something about Wall Street is going to actually make a difference, then you're not being serious. And again, I have to bring up the fact that she chose to run away from Bernie Sanders. That was a candidate who said that the CEOs and crooks should all be afraid of him. That was a candidate who said that the business model on Wall Street was fraud, waste, and abuse. You didn't endorse that candidate, Elizabeth. You chose to endorse the individual who has received millions from Wall Street, who's friends with Goldman Sachs executives and raised millions of dollars giving speeches to Wall Street. Why didn't you endorse the person who actually claimed he was going to do something about Wall Street? And now you have the audacity to urge Hillary Clinton or the next administration, whoever that may be, to do something about Wall Street? Well, clearly you're not being serious. You don't want to do anything about Wall Street, because if you did actually want to do something about Wall Street, if you did want to prosecute these crooks, potentially jail them, then why didn't you endorse the candidate who said he was going to do that? It doesn't make any sense to me, and I can't help but feel completely frustrated by Elizabeth Warren that she now is calling for an investigation. Well, where were you when the candidate who was going to do that needed your help in Massachusetts? Where were you? You chose to distance yourself from Bernie Sanders when he would have taken on Wall Street, and you endorsed his opponent, who was financed by Wall Street. So if Hillary Clinton is elected and she inevitably chooses to do nothing and not investigate or prosecute these criminals like President Obama, then don't be surprised. Don't blame anybody but yourself, because you had the opportunity to have an administration in the White House that would have taken on these crooks. These crooks hated him. I mean, we had Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, go on mainstream media outlets and blast Bernie Sanders and fearmonger about him, that his ideas are dangerous, because they were afraid that he would actually crack down on them and regulate them. Why didn't you endorse that candidate? You have no one to blame but yourself, and I can't help but bring this up every single time now. You talk about getting tough on Wall Street, because if you wanted to get tough on Wall Street, you wouldn't have endorsed Hillary Clinton, their favorite candidate.